I'll wait. Just general discussion. We can talk about whatever anybody wants to chat about. I'll wait for people to come. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know if you even want to talk. Today is chat day. Who's here? Anybody here? Anybody coming? I'm just hanging out. Figured I'd talk to all my buddies on YouTube. See what they're up to. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And tell me where you're watching from. What country, what state, what province? What time is it, wherever you're at? Hello, Amor. How are you today? I hope you're good. I've been posting some pretty good videos. They've been doing well. You know, just little short guitar videos. Pretty easy to pick up the main gist of a lot of good songs. You guys should check it out. I got one of them I posted, got 20 plus thousand views already in only one day. People really like that one. Can't think of the name right now off the top of my head, but Just the Two of Us, that's the name. Yeah, Just the Two of Us. That one's got like 20 plus thousand views in like a day. That's my best one so far, anyway. And it's still going, it's cooking. I mean, it's getting like 250 views an hour. That guitar is just a Fender guitar, but I'll let you see it. I'll take it out. Hang on. There it is. You know why I sound like Tyson Fury? Because I just got finished with 2 months worth of throat cancer treatment in Thailand, in Bangkok. Now I'm cured, but I'm still healing. No, it's okay, no problem. It's no problem. It's getting better. It's been, I've been finished for a month and a half, and it takes 3 months to heal after the treatment. Yeah, I'm good now. Before I couldn't eat, couldn't swallow, couldn't eat. I was probably going to die. And then I went to Bangkok Hospital, good hospital. They treated me well. Yeah, that guitar's okay. It's a cheap guitar. I mean, all my good guitars I got rid of. I had some really good expensive guitars in America, and I got rid of them all because I couldn't take them with me. Yeah, I had a tumor, stage 2. It was in my throat, at the back, in the bottom of my tongue. Very hard to get to. I couldn't have surgery, and I wouldn't take chemotherapy, but I did get radiation treatment. I went every day to the hospital for 2 months and got radiation treatment. And, the radiation treatment is high cure rate, like 80, 90%. And chemotherapy only adds 5%. So if you take chemotherapy, it adds 5%, and it makes you very sick. And in the long run, it's really bad for you. I don't know if you know this or not, but chemotherapy is mustard gas. It's poison. Yeah, no good. But I take a pretty cool drug. Yeah, I'm okay now. I take a pretty cool drug. My doctor friend, I have an 80-year-old doctor friend that's retired from Germany. He's a specialist, ear, nose, and throat, and he's my buddy. I play guitar in his coffee shop. Matter of fact, I got some videos of his coffee shop on there. I'm 64, Ollie. Anyway, I was telling you that the mustard gas is poisoning. My doctor friend told me, don't take chemotherapy, take this drug. It's called ivermectin. Ivermectin. And the ivermectin, they use it in Japan, but it's illegal in America. But it works really well. And what it is it's a parasite drug, which they cause cancer, and it kills them. And it works. I know it works. I had a spot on my arm. I've been taking it for 3 months. The spot is almost gone. But it's expensive. But I'm going to take it for 2 more months, and then I'm going to stop for a while. You can get it in India cheap, but in Thailand it's expensive. But it's good stuff. But the doctor told me take that. Don't take chemotherapy. The doctor told me, you take this and you take radiation and you're better off. Oh man, I've seen it all. I've been in Thailand for 2 years. Yeah, I've been all over Thailand. I've been everywhere. Chiang Mai a couple times, Bangkok a few times, Hua Hin, Pattaya, Naklua, Udon Thani. Yeah. Yeah, Thailand is nice. I like Thailand. It's very cool. Yeah, very good. Thailand, especially, their medical is top notch, man. Their doctors are so good and they're so nice, and their medical system is incredible compared to the West. They don't jerk you around and make you wait. No, man. They tell you what you got and how they can fix it and how much it's going to cost, and they give you all the results in like 1 day. And then they schedule you for your treatment like 2 days later. Yeah, they don't mess around. My favorite spots, I like Hua Hin. Hua Hin is like quiet. It's kind of like a baby Pattaya. But Pattaya is cool. If you ain't never been to Pattaya, Pattaya is pretty cool. It's wild, it's wide open. It's party town. Nice beach. Yeah. So it's got so many girls. I mean, there's probably 50,000 girls in that town. But yeah, I liked it. But I liked Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai was cool. Chiang Mai has the mountains, so that was pretty cool. Going all up in the mountains and traveling around all those beautiful temples they got. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I paid. Well, I paid in. Yeah, money talks. I paid. I didn't have insurance. I had to pay, but I paid in Thai baht. Same as dollars, I guess. Cash, you could call it. And they gave me the old skin tax. I think they whacked me for a little bit more because I'm a foreigner. Yeah, I like women. What the hell? Um, but it was a lot cheaper than it was in the West. In the West, it's expensive as hell for what I had done here. And what I had done here was done very well with state of the art equipment and knowledgeable people. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. They don't tell you everything when you don't know. If you haven't been exposed and traveled around the world and outside to other countries, Thailand is a kingdom. There's no president, there's a king. But, man, they run that country like nobody's business. Oh yeah, you ain't telling me. I know. Shit. A trip visit to the good private hospital in Bangkok cost about $45 for an appointment to go there and tell them your tale of woe, and for them to say, okay, this is what we can do. Costs about $45. Uh, I had a lot of dental work done in Chiang Mai, and that was reasonable, and they did a very good job on that too. I mean, it was top notch. The dentist dude was a dean for the university for like 30 years, and he had his own private practice, and he was taught and trained in America. Yeah. I never been to Bali. People say they love Bali, but Bangkok I like. I love Bangkok. I spent some time in Bangkok. The only thing about Bangkok is it's hot, and there's some air pollution there that I can't deal with too good. What do you mean? What's the illegal thing to do? Shit, weed is legal. You can go to, they got a weed store on every freaking corner. You can go in there and buy whatever you want. Cookies, gummies, candies, weed, buds. You can buy anything. Well, Bali's got to be small. Bali can't be like Bangkok. Bangkok's huge. Bangkok has mass transit system that's second to none, better than New York. It's like New York, but it's clean, and it's not like as much crime. There's 11 million people. 11 million people in Bangkok. Only 8 million in New York City. Murder? Nah, the crime is not bad. Crime in Bangkok is not bad. Not like New York City, I can tell you that for sure. It's not scary, you know. You'd be surprised where you could go, where you could walk alone and not worry. But you ain't doing that in America. I can tell you. There's places you cannot walk in America. And I'm sure there's some in Bangkok, but a lot of them that look like the bad ones in America, you can go. It's okay. Not bad. Yeah, I understand that, Ollie. How old are you? I don't have any more now, but I had 21 before I left to come here. When I left to come here, I sold them all. I had 21, and I had good ones. I had Gibson, Les Paul Custom, Les Paul Studio, Martin HD 28, Fender Stratocaster, American made. Yeah, I had 21 good guitars before I came here, and I sold every one. Ah, yeah, 21. You got plenty of time there, dude. I wouldn't worry. Save your money. Yeah. But I will give you a little bit of a hint. I wish that I came here 20 years ago. So if that tells you anything, if you could get here when you're in your 30s or 40s, then you'll be hitting on all cylinders. It's different than the West, I can tell you that. You don't, you don't have to drive 20 minutes to get to 7-Eleven. And when you go to 7-Eleven, you don't have to pay $2 for a bottle of water. You pay like 20 cents. And it's modern. 7-Elevens, everything in 7-Eleven is great. And none of it costs more than the grocery store. Like in America, everything in 7-Eleven costs more at the grocery store. Yeah, but you're young, that's gonna go in a circle and you're gonna get some money. You're gonna earn a lot of money at something between now and the time you're ready to retire. It's inevitable. Yeah, I know America's expensive. That's why you gotta earn money in America and spend it in Asia. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's a tip for you. Earn your money from America or the West, and then live on that money and spend that money in Asia. Yeah, I mean, that's coming. But I think what's coming is there's going to be a merge. They're going to merge humans with AI. That's the only way humans are going to survive. They're already working on it. Elon Musk got that Neuralink where they're planting shit in your brain. That's the beginnings of it. I mean, I'm not going to see it, but you might. 22 years old? Yeah, shit. Because it's going to happen 10, 15, 20 years. I hate to see how the world's going to look then. I'll probably be long gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were in Asia. Where are you, Ali, in Asia? Well, if you can make internet money, great. Good on you. A lot of people are doing it. I've met a lot of people that are, digital nomads that are making money and supporting themselves and living fine in Thailand. Yeah, I did live in those years, which were good. But we went around we went around the horn a couple of times of good and bad. We had some bad times that didn't look promising, just like right now. Yeah, we had some serious inflation. Uh, many years ago, we had market crashes. We've been around and around a few times. I mean, look at 2006, 7, and 8. Everybody thought the world was ending, and then boom, it all blew up, and then here it comes again. Everything goes in circles. History repeats itself. Yeah, I think if you do anything with AI, you'll be on top of the world because it's going to take over. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that AI is going to be the thing. And it's going to merge. It's going to merge. It's going to be like the $6 million man. You're going to have bionic eyes, and you'll have your limbs will be replaced with incredible bionic arm. I mean, it's going to be good, no doubt. Yeah, there's no danger. I mean, you got to be a little bit smart when you travel. You can't be a dummy. But Yeah, that's what you do. You go with the flow, you stay nice, you don't get out of line, you don't be stupid, you don't do illegal stuff, you don't get yourself in a bind, and you're fine. Yeah, you'll be fine, no problem. I mean, it's easy to follow the rules, dude. I mean, what the hell? I mean, there's so much, think of it this way. There's so much in Thailand that's okay that that you might want to do that you don't have to worry about it, causing you problems or trouble because the culture is so different. There's things that in the West are not okay, but in Thailand they're okay. Yeah, save your money. There's your tip, Ali. Save your money. No matter what anybody tells you, pay yourself first. However much you make, it doesn't matter. But pay yourself first. 25% of whatever you earn. I don't care if you earn $20. Save 25% every time, every week, every month, every year. That's what you need to do. Well, so 25% of $1.50, you need to save it. Or whatever you make. I don't know what you got going on having $1.50. You got to be assertive a little bit. You got to figure out how to earn some money. What do you do, Ali, right now? You want to be an internet guru, but what are you now? You work in the bank? Oh no, you got $1.50 in the bank. Well, that's not good. But you got time because you're young. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you're not true to yourself and you don't save your money, you'll regret it when you get my age. But you'll be happy when you get my age if you do. Because, like Asia, well, for Thailand doesn't have a social security program. So what are you going to do when you get old and you can't work and you can't produce and you're not productive? So what are you going to do? Yeah, well, that's a good idea. If you're dedicated to it and you put your head down, you can do anything you want. To be honest with you, all you got to do is want it and you know be assertive. And make yourself do it. You can do anything, believe it or not. People told me that for years and years. Oh, you can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. When I was young, I never believed them. But I will tell you one thing. When I was young, I talked to an old rich man one day. And I'll never forget. He's the one that told me. And because I asked him the same thing you asked me. What do you recommend to a young guy like me? I was probably 21. 21. And he said, save your money. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. You look at history, dude. Years ago, the average life expectancy was 45, 50 years old. Now it's 75 or more. So it's been going up. It's going to keep going up. Yeah, well, my back hurt when I was 22 also. So you're not the Lone Ranger there, buddy. And my back hurts right now. Yeah, you can. I mean, getting old sucks and you have some problems, but you get smarter and things get better. When you get older, you get more self sufficient, you get much more comfortable about, your future. When you get older, that's all what happens. And in exchange for that, you give up your youth and your health and all that shit. So it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. Yeah, you're going to live that long. You're going to live longer. They say that we're the only generation that's not going to live forever. So, how about that? They're going to figure out how to make people live to be 150 years old or more. I believe it anyway. And history is proving it. You know, the average life expectancy is continually going up over the last 50 years. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on, the lies that governments tell. I'm not 100% sold on all of that. But, you can read between those lines and you can figure it out. Yeah, you can figure it out. Okay, Stone Raider, I'll see you. Enjoy your high there, buddy. You have to make an assessment on your own. You listen to all the lies and you listen to everything and you put it all together and you figure it out on your own what you think is right. Bangkok. Bangkok girls good, man. Thailand girls, there's some issues with some of the Thailand girls, but some of the Thailand girls are good. But as far as, you know, I guess the Thailand girls, if you take the money and put that part aside, and you take the fact that they take care of you well, and they remind you of the girls in the olden days back in America. They kind of know, you know, how to be a wife. They know, how to take care of you, how to take care of your house, how to take care of, you know, the home stuff, and let you work and be the provider. The same way it used to be in the West. There's not much feminism in Thailand at the moment. I don't know. Russian girls are pretty, but I don't know. I haven't really, spent much time with Russian girls. I did spend some time with a Ukrainian girl many years ago. I liked her. She was pretty good. No, they don't want the green card. Don't kid yourself, dude. You bring a Thailand girl to America, and she'll be begging you to go back to Thailand in about 6 months. They don't want to go to America. That's a farce. They don't want to leave their country and go to America. They want your money. Now, don't get me wrong. They want you to support them. They'd rather you come to Thailand and build a house and live with them and retire in Thailand and be their husband and support them and live like that. They would rather that. I don't know about the Brits. I don't know about the British girls. I ain't been to Britain and I ain't spent too much time with them anywhere else. I was in Vietnam for a while. They're okay. I was there for 3 months and they're okay there. They're a little bit more picky. Yeah, the Vietnam girls are a little more picky about the men than Thailand. Thailand is not that picky. Okay, go, Ali. What's the question? I'm sure I have an answer for you. I'll tell you something else. Either the men in Bangkok stay home and don't come out, or the women are 10 to 1 because they're everywhere. It's amazing. Yeah, well, it's like it used to be in the West. The man used to take care of everything and be the provider, and the woman took care of the home. If she had kids, she took care of the kids, raised the kids. That's a job now. Took care of the house, she took care of everything, took care of you. But here, when they take care of you in Thailand, they take care of you, dude. I mean, they take care of you every which way. In America, they're a little bit selfish when it comes to that. So that's part of being a man, is taking care of a woman, and it's okay to me. I don't want to be taken advantage of, but I don't mind taking care of a woman if a woman's going to take care of me. I'll bring her with me, and she can travel, and you know, whatever. Well, I mean, I understand that's up to you, what you like or what you don't like, but that's kind of a part of being a man. Part of being a man is being a provider, and you can still do that, and you can still have money. There's plenty of men that provide and still manage to earn a lot of money and become very successful and have a great life. Man, plenty of men like that. If you want to be single and stay single, that's okay. I like being single and playing the field and traveling. I like that. But I like girls. I like women. I like company. Uh, and I don't mind if it's genuine. I don't mind paying uh, to take care of them. Like pay for their travel tickets, pay for their food, pay for their, everyday needs. That's okay to me. I don't have any problem with that. Well, she don't. If you're smart, you don't ever let nobody put you in a friggin' box that's going to get half your shit. You know, you got to be smart enough when you're going in and understand. Well, we're going to make some documents that's going to state fact. When you don't like me no more, you leave the same way you came. Just like my mama used to tell me. You want to run away, son? You're going to leave this house the same way you came in and take all my clothes off and kick me out in the street naked as a jaybird. Yeah, she cured me of that I'm gonna run away shit when I was a young kid. I don't mind that either. The not getting married and acting like you're married and not having that piece of paper and not letting a court decide what your future is. I like that idea. I don't have a problem with that. But, sometimes the women have a little problem with that. And if they do, I'm okay with that, but we're going to make a deal now while we're friends. And we're going to put it on paper and we're going to make it legal. And then when we're not friends, you can't come back and jack me around. That's just the way to do it. And if you don't want to do that, then you don't get married. Simple. But I mean, you got to give them something. That depends on how long they stay with you. You got to give them some kind of parting gift so that they can take care of themselves and rebound and get on their feet and do whatever they got to do. But you stipulate that in the beginning when you're friends. Then it can be realistic. When you're enemies, in the end, if for some reason shit goes sideways and you're not friendly, you can't negotiate a fair deal at that point. Come on. That's ridiculous. But that's my take. Everybody maybe has a different story, but that's mine. And I like it. I think it's reasonable. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. You know, the days of the Western women marrying a man and then after 10 years taking half of his shit, I'm not in for that. I'm not up for that at all. Not going to happen to me. But it happens to a lot of people because they don't use their brain. They don't think about that in advance. So what you gonna do with your $1.50, Ali? You decided yet? Yeah, okay, no problem, dude. Buy a burger? Okay, that's not a bad idea. Oh, today it was hot. Hot, 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 hot. Now it's starting to get hot. For a while, when the rainy season, it wasn't really all that hot, but now it's getting hot. But that's okay. I like hot. I don't like cold. I'm not going to freeze my ass off. When I was a kid, I learned that, oh, I want to go see the snow. I love the snow. Yeah, you like the snow for about 2 days. And then after that, you don't like it no more. Well, I don't anyway. Yeah, I don't like the snow at all. I like it hot, tropical, ocean, beach. Yeah, all my favorite. The mountains, it's cool. And you drive up in the mountains, man, it's 10, 15 degrees cooler up in the mountains. I like it. I drove all across those mountains and when I was in Vietnam. Oh yeah, that was fun as hell. Rented a scooter and took off for the mountains and just drove all the way over them, all the way across to the other side, and then back. I enjoyed the shit out of that. And even Chiang Mai, the mountains in Chiang Mai are incredible. Now, the scooter driving in Vietnam is like 10 times worse than Thailand. 10 times. The traffic jam, the way they drive and all that, it's crazy. Oh. But I did it. I had a scooter in Vietnam and I drove everywhere. I've been driving scooters and motorcycles all my life. I'm pretty good at it. But if you're a novice and you're not that good, I say be careful because it's dangerous. That's for sure. There's in Thailand and in Vietnam, there's no, it's not orderly. It's chaos. In the West, it's orderly. The things that you see people do, like driving the wrong way in the wrong lane, up on sidewalks, driving, 4 or 5 people on a little scooter, kids hanging off. If you had, if you would drive on a scooter with 5 people and 2 of them children hanging off the side in America, you would go to jail for child abuse. Yeah, and no doubt about it. Child endangerment is what they would get you for in America for driving with a kid standing up in the front floorboard of a scooter with no helmet. Yeah, you wouldn't get away with that for shit 2 blocks. And here you see it 100,000 times a day. You see it. It's just the norm. There's there's laws, but they don't enforce them at all. You can speed. Let me tell you something. There ain't no speed traps. You don't have to be paranoid about speeding. You can speed. Whatever you can do to get whatever you can tolerate to do, you can do. Now they'll get you for not wearing a helmet sometimes if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you know. But pretty much you can do anything, and they don't get you. Like if you ride on a sidewalk, if you ride up on a sidewalk in America, not only are you going to get a $300 ticket, but they're going to take your bike and impound it. And then you're going to have to wait and pay, if you're lucky, to get it back. Maybe first offense you'd get it back. If you had more than one, you won't get it back in America. But yeah, you can count one after another who drives on the sidewalks in Thailand to get around the traffic. They weasel around the traffic. On a motorbike, you can go anywhere. You weave in and out of the traffic, and then you get to a red light, and you weasel through all the cars, and you get to the front. Like there's a whole pack of motorbikes at the front of the line at the red light. Then they take off. It's like a racetrack. It's kind of fun to me because I'm good at it, but you know, you got to really be careful because everybody ain't good at it. You got to have eyes in the back of your head. And I always wear a helmet because, you know, the difference between having a crash and bumping your head and getting up and getting back on your bike and walking away with a helmet on it versus no helmet and going to the hospital dead, that's a big possibility because your coconut ain't going to take too much, you know, if you get a direct hit. So I always wear a helmet. It's, you know, I mean, of course, it feels a little more free without a helmet, but it's not worth the risk to me. I'd rather be safe than sorry. But I love Asia, man. You know, you can walk out of your hotel or your condominium or wherever you're staying, if you're in Bangkok or if you're in Hua Hin, it doesn't matter where you are, Chiang Mai, and you can walk to 5 7-Elevens in about 15 minutes. And 5 pharmacies and 5 weed stores. I mean, everything is like close, you know, side by side, stacked up. Not like America, it's not spread out. You don't have to drive 20 minutes to go to Walmart. You know, you can almost walk everywhere you go in Bangkok or take the mass transit train if you want to go across Bangkok. But even in Hua Hin, you can walk almost everywhere. I did a lot of walking then when I was there. And it's good for you, good exercise. But you know, Thailand's not that big. Thailand, I know. Thailand might be as big as the state of California. You know, it's not a big country like America. You know, in America, everything is far apart, spread out. You know, it's crazy. And when you come to Thailand and you experience everything being stacked up and side by side and all within an arm's reach, oh, you like it. Yeah. Yeah, you like it. You say, man, this is the ticket. Then you talk about food. Man, they got so much food from fruits to every kind of cooked soup and noodles and chicken and fish and, you know, everything you can think of. They have carts, coffee carts. They got them lined up around the streets everywhere. You have to be a little careful if you're a Westerner because, you know, Westerners can't tolerate some of the germs that you might get like the locals can because they're used to it for their entire life. But if you live here for a long time, you'll get used to it too, and then you'll be able to do the same. But at first, you have to be really picky. I'm very picky. I've been lucky. You know, a lot of people get sick more than once. Like, I met a girl that was in Bali for 2 months. She said, I had Bali belly the whole time I was there. That's because she wasn't smart enough to figure out what to eat and what not to eat, being a Westerner. You know, I haven't been sick not one time. I mean, knocked on wood, but I'm picky. I'm careful. If I do buy chicken off of the street cart, I make them heat it up, put it in the oil and cook it for a couple of minutes and burn off all the germs that's been on it since it's been sitting there. Then you won't get sick. And the chicken's good. I can tell you, dude, the chicken in Bangkok is incredibly good. It ain't pumped up with hormones and antibiotics, and it ain't big and fat like a big plump chicken in America, but it's good. And the eggs, the same with the eggs. Yeah, I don't know how old everybody is, but if you're my age, when I was a kid, eggs were much different in America than they are now. And the eggs in Thailand remind me of the way eggs were, when I was a kid, 50 years ago in America. That's what the eggs remind me of. When you eat fried eggs or scrambled eggs, they remind me of the eggs 50 years ago in America. They're not the same because they don't feed the chickens all the drugs like they do in America. That's why. You know, when you buy a chicken breast, it ain't the size of a football. Not here. So okay, you gotta buy two chicken breasts to get full. But they're good. And you don't, you're not ingesting all that hormones and all the antibiotics and whatever else the hell they're pumping into them chickens in America. Now the beef isn't very good. No comparison. You can pay up for an imported piece of beef steak, but you pay it up to get that. But the local beef isn't very good. I stay away from it. I haven't had a good Western steak in a long time. Of course, I haven't been able to eat it anyway because I had issues with my teeth. I told you I got all my teeth fixed. So I had issues with those for a long time. And I wasn't able to eat very well. And then I had my throat problem. And that's another, who knows how long that's been, so long. So I've been really restrictive on what I can and can't eat for a couple of years now. Which I'm just now being able to start. I can't eat spicy yet, but I love spicy, and everything in Thailand is spicy. I have to really be careful and make sure I tell them no spicy, no spicy, no spicy. And to them, no spicy is still spicy. Oh, you should see the spicy they eat. Spicy, so spicy, burn your ass up, Jack. I'm telling you, they don't mess around when it comes to spicy. If I'm sitting in a restaurant and they're cooking and they cook them chili peppers, oh man, I start choking and coughing. I gotta go. I can't take it. Sneezing, all that crazy shit. Well, first of all, there, Mr. Gen Secretary, I don't think that the universe has wronged me. I don't think that at all. You know, I mean, I'm happy to be here. I'm enjoying my life, and I've really had a good life personally. I've made it that way. It's only been good because I've made it that way. Nobody gave me nothing, but I've enjoyed my life. I don't have any regrets. I did what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and I lived good. I didn't do like some people. Some people they just worked their whole life to the bone. I mean, I worked, but I still enjoyed myself. I did what I wanted to do, not what people made me do. And that's the difference. When you like what you do and you do what you want to do and not what people try to make you do, then life is good, dude. Yeah. I had in my life what they call personal freedom. I had a lot of that. Not everybody has that, but I did. And I'm glad. I still have personal freedom, dude. I do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And I get everything I want. If I want it, I get it. But here's the key, I don't want much. Well, I have managed to convince myself of that. There, Mr. Jen Secretary, uh, your life is what you make of it. You know, you don't have to worry about depending on nobody else to make it for you. It's up to you. Well, you're not disturbing me. I don't judge you for whatever you think. I mean, it doesn't faze me one way or another. You know, I don't have any hang-ups. I don't have no mental issues. I don't have, you know, I don't have a problem with anything. I'm perfectly sound. I'm content. I'm happy. Uh, you know, I don't worry about too much of nothing. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Some people get hung up on all kind of weird shit. That's up to them, not up to me. And I don't judge. Whatever you want, whatever you like, yeah, have at it. I'm okay with it. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And, you know, the good news is, how do I afford it is I don't want much. That's the difference. You know, some people want a whole lot, and then therefore they're not happy. They're not content with what they have, but that's not me. And I got another motto. If I can't never afford it, I never bought it. I never used credit. I won't say never, but I haven't used credit in 30 years or more. When I was young, I tried it, but I don't believe in credit. You know, if you can't buy it, if you can't pay for it, then you don't need it. But, you know, in the Western world, they don't think this way. Oh man, they overspend, buy everything on credit on time, then they can't pay for it. You know, they live their life to the end. You know, far beyond their means. Many Western people do that, but not me. And that's a better way to me. I don't know about you, but to me, it's a better way. And today I played the guitar for so long out in the public at a park on the boardwalk. I had a great time. People loved it. You know, there was lots and lots of people there, and they would come around and gather around, and they really enjoyed it. And so did I. You know, makes you feel special when you can do something like that. Well, not sure what all that means, but you know, I like women. I like women, and I've loved women. Uh, I think now in my older age, I think I have a little bit of an issue with the love game. But I like you, you know. I don't have any bones about being friends with women. I love women, you know, and I can be friends with women without loving them. You don't have to love them, you know. I don't have to dedicate my entire life to the soul of a woman. I don't, I don't, I don't make no bones about it. I tell them right up front, nope, that's not for me, but I can be a good friend. If I like you, we can hang out. Everything's everything. I look out for you, you look out for me, I'm good. But to fall in love and then get jerked around behind the way that they want to do you after they know that you love them, oh, you know how much when you love them, how much different you think about what they want? Shit, not me. I don't let myself get in that position. I mean, I've been there before. That's how I learned. I'm old. So when I'm young, yeah, I've been in that position before. Heartbroken, can't stand it. Oh, why did I do this? Boo, boo, hoo, blah. 6 months to get over it. But not no more. No, shit doesn't change now. I can tell you. Yeah, no doubt. But it doesn't mean I like women any less. I don't judge. I like women for who they are, you know, and I'm friends with a lot of women. A lot of women I'm friends with. Uh, I just, I don't hold anything against them. I don't hold their past against them. Nothing. How you treat me and how much ever I can trust you is all how I treat you back. Or even if I allow you in my circle to be friends. So, but I can be friends with anybody. I don't judge them. Well, look at it this way, dude. Ain't none of us getting out of here alive. Okay? So, there's no terror of death. It is what it is. This is the way the world works. We're just visitors on this planet for a short time. You think about it. I mean, Christ, uh, let's say the average life expectancy in the West is 75 years. That's nothing. That's a blink of an eye compared to, however long the universe has been here. Yeah, when I was young, I believed in that deep love stuff, but I don't believe in that now. I believe in I like you and I'll treat you well. And if you like me, that's fine. If you treat me well, and as long as that's all going good, we can hang out and be friends forever. And when that stops, then it stops. As simple as that. I mean, there's no mystery here. You know what I mean? There ain't no mystery in that. I mean, what the hell? It's really pretty easy. Actually, it's better because, you know, that deep love shit's not easy. I know people that, you know, fall deeply in love, and then when all the shit hits the fan and it comes to an end, they're all heartbroken, time after time after time. I mean, how many times you got to do that before you learn your lesson? You know? I mean, I probably went through it 2 or 3 times personally when I was younger, but each time it was easier and easier. And now, geez, I, you know, I know what to look for. I know going in, I know what not to expose myself to. I know exactly, you know, how to make my life comfortable. For me. Maybe not for you, but for me. Like I said, it's not a mystery, not for me. It's easy. But I can still be a great friend to a lady. I can take care of her. I can, you know, hang out with her. I can have fun. I can laugh. I can go out. I can sleep with them, stay with them, live with them. I can do all of that. No problem. No. As long as it's good. But when it turns bad, I want to be able to walk away easily. I want to keep that uh, piece of myself to myself. Like that song. Take another piece of my heart now, baby. I ain't interested. I gave up enough of that. Not no more. I've probably been thinking that way for a pretty long time. I would say, 20 years, maybe. 20 years I've been thinking along those lines. Well, now I'll give you a little bit of something here. That's a little different story. I believe that when something like that happens, uh, you got to grieve a little bit. That's an unexpected situation, and yeah, no, I get that. You can even as a friend, you can have something like that happen, and you can grieve. I get that. That's a whole different story. But the grieving of the death of somebody, as opposed to the grieving of a separation or a divorce or a breakup, there's a difference, and I'm going to tell you what that difference is. That difference is that death is final, and you know it, and you're convinced that they can't come back. But when when your ass gets divorced or split up or break up or have a problem with a woman and you're in love and heartbroken, you always have the idea or the thought that, oh, they could come back. And that's the difference of that grieving process. And believe it or not, the death grieving process is easier. Now, take that with whatever. But that's how I see it. That's my opinion. Yep. That's my opinion on that whole story. So, that's something that is just going to happen to everybody. Like I said, nobody's getting out of here alive. Not going to happen. So either you accept it, or you fear it. You can fear it if you want, up to you. Walk on eggshells, peek around the corners, live your life all paranoid. You can do whatever you want, but I don't do all that. I like to be free. Free from all that stress. I don't have all that. Not in my life. I'll tell you, like I said, today I played the guitar for a couple of hours out on the boardwalk. Had a great time. I met lots and lots of people, local people. There was other people there with guitars. I met them. Uh, it was great. Everybody was friendly. Uh, I really enjoyed it. That's being free. When you can do something like that, you can just go hang out for however long you want and do your thing. And when you're tired and don't want to do it no more, you pack up your shit and you go home. But ain't nobody telling you. Ain't no wife texting you. Where are you at? What are you doing? Who you with? What time you coming home? You know? I don't play that. I don't deal with that. And I ain't gonna deal with that. Because if it gets to that point, then I'm out. That's a part of the that's a part of the deal. You don't do that to me. I don't want that in my life. I want personal freedom. And if I can't have that with you, I'll have it without you. Simple. That's no mystery. So what's going on out there with everybody else? Nothing? Yeah, I've been going to this. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess you could call it a bar. But they have a band. I posted a couple videos on it. You could watch. It's called the Rock Zone. That's the name of the place, and they have some incredible bands that play in there, and they're Thai people. The band people are Thai, and they play in American music, Western music, and playing it well. Yeah, so I've been going there and enjoying it, along with a lot of other people that show up routinely. Yeah, you could watch. I got a couple videos I posted on them. You could go watch and see. But that's a fun time. I love live music. I love to go watch live music. I watch I watch some of these guitar players, and right away I already know. My goodness, if they're really good, they spent a lot of time alone. They spent a lot of time alone to get that good, because that's what it takes. So you have to like it. Yeah, I happen to like it. Man, I'm thirsty. Okay, I solved that problem. Got me a bottle of water. See, that was easy. Okay, guys, why aren't you smashing the like button? I've got some pretty good videos there. You guys should go watch them. Okay, well, we've been on for a while. Looks like we've been on for 69 minutes. And we're swimming in a circle like a one-legged duck. So we're probably going to depart from this pretty soon. I'm going to check my eyelids for cracks. See how that works out. You know how you check your eyelids for cracks? And I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. So what else is new? Nothing? Everybody sitting home on their hands? Nobody got nothing to talk about? Well, anybody see those last couple of videos I posted? Man, I got a lot of views on a couple of them. I got 20 plus thousand views on one of them in one day. Uh, and then I got a lot of views on some of the other ones. My views have been going up pretty good, actually. So, that's a positive thing for me. And helpful to you. I mean, I wish that YouTube was around when I was learning how to play the guitar, because boy, would that have been a piece of cake compared to the way I learned. You know, I learned the hard way. All them years ago, there was no such thing as an iPhone, there was no such thing as YouTube, there was no such thing as the internet. Oh, everything was a lot harder than it is today. That's for sure. But I wish it was all around. Yeah, I'd be all over YouTube looking and learning uh, if it was available to me at the time. You know, it's available now, but I don't know everything, but I know enough to keep me content. You know, I mean, there's always many people that are better, and there's a lot that I don't know because, you know, the guitar is infinity, it doesn't end. You know, there's different levels that just don't stop. And it isn't just the guitar, it's piano, same. But I'm happy with the amount that I've learned. And so now I just kind of coast. I learn things here and there once in a while if I like it, you know. I'll learn it. But I mean, I could sit down and play now. Like today, I played for 2 hours, one song after another. Bing, bing, bing. I don't even know how many songs I played, but 2 hours worth. Now you can figure it out. Uh, uh. Now this morning, I forgot to tell you this. This morning, I actually jammed with a friend of mine who's a bass player. And first time we jammed together, we probably jammed for about an hour. And had a pretty good time, actually. I like collaborating with other people. I like playing in a band, it's fun. you know. I remember when I was young. When I was young, man, I played in some bands and we used to get so friggin' high and we would just play. We'd play a few songs, but we'd play them over and over and over and over. That we would blow the roof off the house. We'd have the police there, the neighbors be calling the cops. Those were the good old days. Yeah, I really enjoyed those times. And I remember back then they said, oh, marijuana's no good, it'll never be legal, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Well, tell that to Thailand. Yeah. And they tell it to America for that matter. Here it is. Legal as the day is long. And they swore it was no good. Now they're finding out there's properties, you know, that are very, very healthy. I'll give you a good example. Look, I grew up with a dude that smokes weed and has smoked weed since he was probably 12 or 14 years old. Every day. Probably ain't missed a day unless there was something weird happened, but for the most part, the dude stays stoned his whole life. Every day, all day. From the time he wakes up to the midday to the evening to before he goes to bed, he's smoking weed. And he's older than me and healthy. So what's that tell you? You know, there's no tar and nicotine in it, so it ain't going to give you cancer. And it's got good properties in it. The THC in there is, you know, they're recommending that for medication for cancer patients. So, nandy nandy boo boo, how about that? On all those people who probably most aren't even here anymore. And on top of all of that, the weed today is much different than it was all them years ago as far as powerful. Today, it's powerful, much more. But I can tell you this, in my opinion, it's better than drinking because you don't lose control when you get stoned. You know, you're cautious. If you're driving stoned, you're cautious. If you're drunk driving, you're reckless. And that's with every part of life. When you're drunk, you're reckless. And when you're stoned, you're cautious. So if I had to pick, let's say I had a kid and I had to pick, do I want him to smoke weed or drink? I'd rather he smoke weed. Because I know when you smoke weed, you're pretty cautious. And when you drink, you're reckless. Yep. That's my opinion of it. I know we all have an opinion and we know what they're like. But at the end of the day, that's mine. So yeah, I wish I came to Thailand 20 years ago. Boy, that'd be a dream come true. So what's everybody doing now, this time of day, night? In the West, it's daytime, morning. It's the morning in the West. Good morning, America. Good evening, Thailand. Yeah, I think it's about 12 hours difference between America and Thailand. 12 hours. Let's see. That means it's this morning in America, and it's tonight in Thailand. And then after midnight, it's going to be tomorrow in Thailand and yesterday in America. How about that for apples? Not too funny. Well, I guess we're getting ready to wind this thing down. We ain't got too much interest. Not too many people want to talk about too much. So I'm going to let everybody do their thing, and I'm going to do mine. I'm going to check my eyelids for cracks. That's what I'm going to do. Okie dokie. I'll see everybody later. Bye-bye. Enjoy. Go watch some of my videos. Bye.